Hi everyone, I'm Anna Anders here on this YouTube channel, and wow, it's happening again here. I wanted to shoot a YouTube video, so this is a shout out to the fellowship rooms and fellowship halls that knows Carrie and I. And I got to tell you folks, Carrie and I, we first met in the rooms of AA. Never knew her before AA, and she tapped me on my shoulder one day and said, hey, would you like, this is during the course of an AA meeting. After the meeting, she tapped me on my shoulder and said, hey, would you like to go to a barbecue at my job? And so that would open the doors for a series of events to unfold. Wow, this camera is really not shooting that care. The logo, hon. But anyways, what I'd like to say is we met at a meeting December 28th, 2001, hon.
Yeah, high nooners smokers meeting.
And somebody was smoking cigarettes then. Who was it, hon?
You.
I was still smoking back then, and it was a smokers meeting, and it was right after 9/11/01. And people, I got to tell you, my higher power had me move to Arizona in May of 97 for the first time. In May of 97, Carrie's grandma, Susanna DeNette, which has my name in it, Susanna DeNette, Carrie's grandma would be on the front cover of Arizona Highway magazines. I did not know Carrie. I did not know her family at all. But what I want to say is I went to a high nooner smokers meeting, and it was right after 9/11, December 28, 2001. And Carrie actually tapped me on my shoulders and invited me to a barbecue at work. And what she didn't know, and I didn't know at the time, is that the person that was in charge of her job, that owned her job, owned her place of employment, the boss, she didn't know, Carrie didn't know this, and I didn't know it, but I had met Cindy at another meeting back in June of 2001, and she was really feeling down and out. And I saw her sitting in a chair at a meeting, and I told her, no matter what's going on, it'll be okay. Hang in there. And that's all I said to her. And when Carrie took me to that barbecue luncheon, it was to the Askin Foundation, right, hon? And Carrie said, hey, you want to meet my boss? So you took me in to meet your boss, right, hon? Mm-hmm. And Cindy knew me already, right? We knew each other. And how we knew each other was because I had given Cindy some good words of, just uplifting words at a meeting one time in passing.
Genuine support.
Genuine support. Thank you, honey. So out of that experience, my boss, Cindy, she turned into my boss because I needed a job back then. She said, hey, do you need a job? Name your job. I have a job here for you. So I did need a job, so I took the job. And this was after 9/11/01, you guys. And what I want to say is I met Carrie, and our lives changed and evolved slowly but surely. And out of that meeting, these peace flags evolved. And lots more would evolve too. But I got to tell you, this shout out today is because I want to talk about something. How do I say this? Half measures avails me nothing. How about that? That's how I say this. So Carrie and I, we have a dilemma because we have trust issues with trusting the fellowship halls and the fellowship rooms with people today because of being peace activists. Right, Carrie?
Yes.
And so we get judged, and do we get judged, Carrie, in the 12-step rooms?
Yes.
And do we get harassed in the 12-step rooms?
Yes.
And do we get the police called on us in the 12-step rooms?
Yes.
And has anybody out of you and I ever been arrested outside of a meeting?
Yes.
Myself, right? And was I set up by Carol Babbitt and Herb Babbitt?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think I deserve to be arrested in Illuminati Flagstaff, Arizona?
No.
And do you think I was set up by the Good Old Boys Club?
No. Yes.
Yes. And was it harmful to us and to myself of me was it traumatic and dramatic for me to be arrested falsely and set up and accused?
Yes.
Yeah. And so did we ever go back to that meeting hall and meeting place where we used to do our AA meetings in Flagstaff, Carrie? Did we?
No.
We never went back because we learned we couldn't trust who?
The AA Society for Flagstaff, Arizona, in those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter how much of a year that these persons were of. It's just a spiritual point that they weren't loyal.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really there for us,
Mm-hmm.
and they were being corrupt.
So they doubted us, they sabotaged us, they tried to censor our words. Like everybody could talk about war and soldiers in the 12-step rooms and their family members that served in the wars. But could we talk about our peace spiritual calling, Carrie?
No.
We couldn't talk about it. Can we still talk about it today in the 12-step rooms?
No.
And are people still talking about soldiers and military and wars in these rooms when they talk about their sobriety? Do they talk about their family members that are in these military situations and stuff? Do they get to talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Carrie and I, we kind of get censored and sabotaged a lot. And hun, I got another question for you real quick. Do you think that the 12-step rooms themselves are being infiltrated by people that don't want us to do this peace calling, this peace initiative? Do you think that's happening?
Yeah, because quite frankly, there's been business people that have contributed to the founding persons. Dr. Bob, Bill W., they were right there from the Standard Oils, Rockefeller, and all of them, wanting to show their condolences or their gratitude and donating money to the literature of AA.
Okay, but besides Rockefeller being an oil man, he also supported the booze industry because when they did prohibition, people, they went around, the government here, the naughty Illuminati government went around knocking on people's doors and said, hey, you can't bootleg, it's illegal. So then who got to bootleg? The guys on Wall Street with suits and ties and white shirts got to bootleg. So people weren't allowed to bootleg no more in their backyards, but officially Rockefellers and the rich men up on Wall Street could bootleg and make Jack Daniels, Coors Beer, Budweiser, you name it.
Samuel Adams.
Yeah.
It goes back to 1776 when Freemasons start colonizing and trying to patriarch this whole nation, USA.
Okay. That's why they named the beer Samuel Adams. Okay, there we go.
1776, he was one of the founding
right.
persons with all the presidents and let alone the elites. So.
Right. And then also the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you guys, I keep talking about this. When you open up the first chapter, the first word of Alcoholics Anonymous is what, Carrie?
War.
It's war and then the word fever. It's not we alcoholics. So people, the Nazi Illuminati ones that funded the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous and played all sides of the game.
Hey, that's what I was trying to get.
Okay, hon, playing all sides of the game. They funded these wars. They funded the prohibition, the fight against it, politically speaking, and then they turned around and opened up the distillery, the factories and stuff to brew the brewskis. Okay,
and the tobacco areas and send them out like big bulk shipping care packages to our
cases
soldiers.
Of beer. That's right, cases of beers.
Along with all that.
Right. So an example for me is my ex-husband. I want to say this because he used to be stationed in the Philippines. He was a Navy man, and I got to tell you, he came back a full-blown alcoholic. And the only thing that he knew was how to drink real good. And then, I'm sorry, but in the Philippines, there was lots of call girls and stuff like that for hire for these military men. So a lot of exploitation of different cultures on all sides of the game is what I want to say. Is that right, Carrie?
Yes.
So, I mean, because there's nothing culturally, how do I say this? Oh my gosh.
Spiritual about any of it.
Well, yeah, there's nothing culturally spiritual about any of it. And to this day, we still have military people that have access to, on base. The first thing they think about is, oh, let's go get drunk. I mean, I lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Husband number 1, husband number 2 came out of there.
And they're guards for the medical marijuana, heroin, all these other true drug lords.
Right. So, like, where does the heroin come from? Afghanistan. Where's the global heroin capital? Afghanistan. Why were we fighting with the Afghanistan people? Because of the heroin drug trafficking trade. So when we talk about heroin and fentanyl overdoses, people, here in corrupt Illuminati Cleveland, we need to go to the sources. Where's the heroin coming from? It ain't coming from the local corner drug boy. It's coming from the big drug lords on corrupt Illuminati, naughty Illuminati Wall Street. Would you agree, hon? Okay, and also I'm going to throw this in here real quick, people. If you're not familiar with the Clintons, get familiar with the Clintons and watch the Clinton Chronicles on the YouTube channel, and you'll learn how crack cocaine came into this nation out of Mena, Arkansas. Bill Clinton had an airfield there when he was governor of Mena, of Arkansas, and the airfield was in Mena, Arkansas, and that's how they would fly the cocaine in on the front of planes, on the noses of those planes, because they were retrofitted to carry the cocaine. And some boys walking along the railroad tracks discovered it and then ended up dead, and their parents had enough passion to pursue the truth for the death of their boys, and that's how the Clinton Chronicles became publicized, if you will, because of all the drug trafficking there. And so once the Clintons brought in all that drug trafficking money, then that money had to be converted and washed. The drug money had to be washed through the banking system, and that's how the housing market trend came out to refinance mortgages and stuff across this nation. Did you know that, Carrie? You didn't? That's okay. I know that because the Clinton Chronicles teaches that too. So yeah, the druggies, the drug lords had to wash the dirty drug money.
Your real estate and
yeah, my sister
employment and
my sister Union Mortgage on Snow Road. My sister used to flip mortgages. I guess that's what you could call them, or refinance mortgages and stuff. So guys, the naughty Illuminati banker and oil men's and drug lords, they all been busy and dizzy playing all sides of the game. But it's tough right now for Anna and Carrie because you know why? Everybody wants to smile and smirk in the 12-step rooms. They don't know what to do with us. They don't know what to do with two genuine peace activists with spiritual calling here, and they don't know how to receive us and support us. But hey, they can cheer on they know how to cheer on the military people. They're all about cheering on Carrie. They're all about cheering on these wars and cheering on killing innocent people for wars that they don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I did go on a little rant today in our 12-step room, and I told you I did, didn't I, hon? Mm-hmm. Because the word rule was brought up. So who made the rules? Corrupt Illuminati, naughty Illuminati rulers. So why do I got to follow those rules when they don't even follow them themselves? Do they, Carrie? So why do we have to follow rules? Can you explain it to me, Carrie? Because corrupt rulers want us to follow their corrupt rules, right? So they can dominate and control us? Mm-hmm. Is that what it is? Do you think we deserve to be dominated and controlled by the corrupt Illuminati ones?
No. Nobody does.
There you go. And are we each individuals as humans, do you think we should be sovereign unto our own beings?
Yes, to thine own self be true.
There we go. I'm humbly Anna Anders. Do you want to add anything to our video, Care? No. So you've been having some trust issues with fellowship halls and people and stuff, and you just don't want to do it. Is that what it is, hon?
Yeah, it's just painstaking
to watch it play out.
To watch it play out.
Because they're being insincere, right?
And not see the genuineness of, of faith or spiritual understandings, support or loyalness.
Mm-hmm. Or encouragement too, right, hon?
Or real encouragement. It seems to
be shady.
It just looks like they're afraid of it, don't know what to do with it because it's so genuine and real. Mm-hmm. I guess it's never been seen by certain members of the AA society. So
yeah. And you know what else I want to say, hon, real quick? I wonder what the hell they would have done if Dr. Bob and Bill W. would be here today and that original experience. Yeah. How would they have handled that? Oh, God, I can't even imagine. That's all I want to say.
I think it would have been still cloudy as it is now because...
Mm-hmm. Cloudy with doubt and distrust, huh?
Yeah, because Bill W. was still a businessman.
Mm-hmm. From Wall Street, too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Stockbroker. He was a stockbroker.
Right. He was willing to take on different kind of risks.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's other literature out there that he's been written about taking these risks of allowing to be recorded, whether it's verbal, writing, a book.
Kind of like
because they like books, you know, and they like libraries.
Right, where they bury the lies. But what I want to say real quick, because the video is way too long, is kind of like what we're doing. We're trying to document through our videos what we're experiencing one trudging day and one trudging moment at a time. Is that right, hon?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm humbly Anna Anders here on the YouTube channel. We're pretty much done on this one, but we needed to share some mojo. Gotta go. Video too damn long. All right, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.